I want to show you guys one of my favorite A++ setups, something that I love to see happen. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you guys, so make sure you stay tuned. Watch the whole damn video. Right now, we're pulling up the Nasdaq, the 5-minute chart. What do we got here? The 5-minute chart. First off, we've got the Lux Algo Price Action Concepts indicator. That is the first indicator that you're going to see on the chart right here, Lux Algo Price Action Concepts. There's a link down below if you want to learn more about Lux Algo. Right now, also, we got this little blue line. I'm going to change the color because I like it when it's actually white. Normally, I keep my VWAP as white. Well, white line kind of pops off there a little bit better. But what do we have? Look at this move right now. The Nasdaq pushing through the highs. We got a couple things. We had the push earlier up to this 500 level. We pulled back. You can see how we had this resistance kind of right here. We pushed above it, and then we sold below it. Totally fine, no problem. Because guess what? What do we know? What is down below? The VWAP, my friends, that little white line. And look at how nicely we bounced off the VWAP right there, right? That's pretty damn nice. And, well, it all played out so beautifully. So we had a couple things going on here. We had this previous area of support. We were bouncing off the VWAP there before. We got down here to a low of 400 this morning. Got a lot of lines on here. And guess what? We pushed back up to the VWAP. We turned it into support. We then pushed up there, and it looks beautiful, right? It all makes sense. But let's focus on what to really understand about this. I love the VWAP. I do. I've talked about this a million times, a million videos. I'm making another video talking about it because I think people really, you know, if you're new to my channel, if you're new to trading in general, you really have to give a lot of value to the VWAP. Why is the VWAP so important? It's the volume weighted average price. This is a big indicator for a lot of institutional funds and big funds, and there's a lot of very high-end stuff going on with algorithms and things when it comes to the VWAP. Believe me, don't believe me, however you want to do it, but don't try to discredit the power of the VWAP. So we bounce off the VWAP here, and look at how beautifully we go from the 68s all the way up here to the 530s now. We made a new high of day, but we didn't make that new high of day until when? Until we bounced off the VWAP. So what does that tell me? That most big moves originate from the VWAP, from the VWAP test, or at least support at the VWAP. Same thing when you're shorting, when the market's moving down. Guess what? Market's moving down, it pushes up, gets denied to the VWAP, and then moves lower. So you really got to give value to the VWAP. So if we go back here, this is Monday. This is, I want to show you guys, this is not just today. It happened on Monday. Once again, we had this big move up. Guess what? 11:30, we pulled back into the VWAP. Wait a minute. 11:30, was it 11:30? 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock VWAP pullback. Oh my gosh, is it something going on with that at 12 o'clock? 11:30 here, VWAP bounce. And we pulled back to the VWAP here. We got below it. We bounced here on the 12 o'clock time. Oh my, this is something. Something's going on, right, with this 11 o'clock time. We had this big move up there Thursday. We pull back into the VWAP there at open, and then we push to the highs. We look at the VWAP here again on Wednesday. We sold off into open. We get below the VWAP. We use the VWAP as resistance. We push back up to the VWAP. We then sold, make a new low right there as well. So this is not just today only. This happens very, what seems to be very frequently. We were below the VWAP at open here on Tuesday, December 5th. We turned it into support. We then ripped to the highs. So what's the point of this whole entire video right now? Well, most setups happen at the VWAP or around the VWAP. Big setups, big moves here. 5-minute chart, we get back above the VWAP, we push up. I mean, I could go back and back and back and find more setups here. Again, stuck below the VWAP there Thursday. We sold down off of the VWAP. What does it mean to you? Well, make sure you have that VWAP on your chart, my friends. Make sure you have the VWAP pulled up. So today, we bounced right off the VWAP, we pushed to the highs. Also, we had the previous, I think that's the previous, where's that at? Oh my God. Why is it? Previous quarter high, we bounced off right there. But I do think that there was some decent support there. 15-minute chart, we had this overall trend, and then we pushed up. 15-minute chart had the setup there. The Patrick Wieland indicator giving us some good setups here again today. If you guys want to learn more about the Lux Algo Patrick Wieland indicator, That is the name. Type it in on TradingView, pull it up. It's free. This is the 2-minute chart right now. You can see the breakout here just a little while ago. We broke out from the 505s. We pushed all the way up there. The 14 EMA, the blue line on this chart, also important to kind of keep an eye on as well. Don't be buying, don't be buying. Look at this right here. Like, we break all the way to the upside here, and guess what? We pulled back, and then we kind of had a base around that 14 EMA. I do love the 14 EMA. We had some good setups here. I think the 1-minute chart gave us some pretty good setups. I'm kind of back and forth between the 1-minute chart, the 2-minute chart. This right here, kind of choppy action. I think this was when I'm kind of pulling back into there. We had a little breakout there. It's there. There's action. This was a pretty good setup right here from the at 1152 down there to the VWAP for your move down. And this morning, we had the breakout right here, the opening range breakout, the 15-minute opening range. Again, that 15-minute opening range, always very important to know where that's at, what's looking on, what's going on with that, my friends. So the Patrick Wieland indicator giving us some setups here today. I've been seeing a lot of people that are excited about this. We had a really good setup there on the 2-minute chart. The breakdown there at open, we got the signal at the 55s. It moved all the way down there to the 397s and then ripped right back up there. We got above the 15-minute opening range. But again, going back here very simply, the VWAP, the VWAP, the VWAP. This is just a normal VWAP. I don't add anything to it. I don't change anything. These are my settings. So don't go and comment below like, what? Settings, how do I find the VWAP? What's the VWAP? The volume weighted average price, my friends, the white line right there. Do. Make it whatever color you want. But right now, you can see kind of pushing, and up there to the 28s right now. And, well, we just keep kind of do. But I really do think if you're going to look for a pullback, if you're waiting for a pullback, there is no better pullback than the VWAP bounce. Give me that VWAP bounce. Look for the VWAP bounce. So around, look, I guess 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. It seems we looked back a few days, and that was kind of times when the VWAP got touched. So there must be something about it. Just must be something about that VWAP area. So we'll see what happens. Right now, bounce off the VWAP for about a 70-point move. Not bad. Playing the VWAP bounce, my friends. We bounced it off it earlier there at 10:30 as well. From 10:30 up there to 11, about an hour move. And got about 50 points there on that one. So the VWAP, it's real. It's real action. It's really useful. Put it on your charts. Look for other things, right? The more things line up with the VWAP, the more things line up. Support, VWAP, previous highs, whatever it is, previous resistance, support. When all those things start lining up, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things lining up, at a certain level, well, that's pretty damn good for a confluence, correlation, confluence, muffluence, something about it. There it is, the VWAP. Put it on your charts. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe button. You know what to do. I will talk to you guys on the flip side live every morning, 9 a.m. right here on the #1 day trading channel on YouTube.